I'll go ahead and get started. So we are just recapping our experience at Summit this past weekend. For everyone who's jumping on the call, we are like so pumped up. I'm going to tell you what, though, I think it's hitting everybody today. Like, I am like down and out. I know a couple other coaches are like, it just hits you. Like, you're just emotionally exhausted, you're physically exhausted, so it just kind of hits you. But anyway, so Summit, if you don't already know, Sarah, can you mute everyone?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
In a while. How do I mute people?
Sorry, I think most people are muting themselves, so I can just keep going. It's fine.
Yeah.
So Summit, for those of you who don't know, is just like this huge Beachbody conference that is once a year, usually in the summer, and it will be in July next year as well. And it was in Nashville this year, and it's so much more, but I just want to give you a quick glimpse of it's 3 or more days, depending on what you want to do there. And what they have there is like conferences, but it's not really, I was talking with some coaches while we were there, it's not really a conference. It's like motivational speakers and things that are actually going to build your business. So it's all like super exciting stuff. And this year they even had a comedian, which was super fun. It was just like fun to just sit back and enjoy that. They have a huge Beachbody store that is called The Core, and it's all Beachbody apparel. It's all the, programs that are out have their own apparel, or there's just cool like clothes or things that you could buy. Like you could buy usually the latest program, or any program is there usually that you can get. So it's pretty cool. There's not only is it just a store and a conference, but they have a ton of rewards for coaches, and they kind of make you feel like you're like worth $1 million. So you get medals, you get to walk, depending on what your rank is, you can walk in opening ceremonies or closing ceremonies. And that's the other cool thing is we literally take over a whole like football stadium. Next year, we're taking over the Megadome. Like, that is huge. Like, our company is taking that over. That's ridiculous to me. And they do fireworks, and they, you honestly feel like you're part of a show, like you're in the Olympics or something. That's kind of how I felt this year. So super fun, super exciting. They throw parties. They give you drink tickets. I mean, even though it's a health and fitness business, they know how to party right. So they're going to treat you right, especially if you earn a success party. They're going to treat you right. You're going to have a ton of fun. So it's so much more than just a conference. So I just really wanted to kind of give you a glimpse into what the weekend looks like. And then we have some actual like breakout talks from other people. So that's just it.
Okay. All right, cool. So we have a bunch of us talking tonight, and if for some reason we run out of time, we might have to do like a hop off, hop back on, but I think we'll be okay in 40 minutes. So what I'm going to talk about is just like the things that are coming up in Beachbody. And then Kathy was supposed to talk about, she's sick, just like Erin was saying. It's just like we're all getting hit because it's so busy, it's so fun, emotionally drained, physically drained. So Kathy's sick and Rachel's sick, which isn't typical for them. So we're going to kind of fill in the blanks there. So I'm just going to kind of go over what's coming up. Obviously, August is Team Cup month. So it's too late to join a team if you haven't, but hopefully you're all on a team. If you've been watching the posts and things like that, super important. It does help grow your business because it's a motivator, it's a team thing, it's a team, bonding experience, things like that. So really use that opportunity for us. And obviously we have a ton of specials this month with Size and Country Heat, the launch of Country Heat, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme. We've got 22-minute hardcore. We've got PiYo, and all of them come with the Kickstart. We also have the club membership. Those are all on sale, which I have, since I've been in the company, have not seen that kind of specials. So take advantage of that. Obviously, the tickets to Summit for 2017 are out. I really, really hope that you all take advantage of that. I know many of you have already bought tickets as I'm looking at the names on the board here. It is so worth it. And I mean, I was talking, I think Erin and I were talking about it yesterday, like at the very least, it's a fun girls weekend, for goodness sake, but it's so inspiring. It's amazing. It really does help your business grow. It lights a fire in your soul. It's just one of those things that really helps your business grow. Obviously, Country Heat's the new program in August, so we really want to kind of highlight that, especially if you purchased it, show what you're doing. If you're doing the program, highlight that, show people what you're doing and how it's affecting you. It's a good program for people that aren't really into exercising or a little bit more into dance. So I also want to talk about some of the things that they shared at the opening ceremony. Every year at the opening ceremony, they share all the things that are upcoming for the next 6 months, basically. So it's nice to kind of see what's upcoming. One of the other things they shared is that they're starting to do Shakeology emails. So for all customers, they're going to email them a week before their next Shakeology shipment is due. So which is really great because, sometimes we don't remember, if we didn't write it in our book, a customer gets shocked, like, oh, I got another Shakeology, I'm $130 out of my bank account, and, that can be stressful. Hold on, I think one of you is maybe, there we go. There we go. And so I still encourage you to touch base with people 3 weeks after they purchase a program just to talk to them about upgrading to a coach and things like that. But still, it's a nice courtesy thing. So if people are like, I only want to do 1 month of it, then they're not shocked and mad at you. Let's see here. What another thing is Beachbody On Demand. There's a lot of new things coming up with that. There's new membership plans. There's the typical plan, which we've always done, which is the 30-day free trial. And then it goes to the 90-day membership, which is $38 and some change. But now they're also adding a 6-month membership where you pay almost $60 up front. And then there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Then they also offer a 12-month membership, which you pay right up front, which is nearly $100. But there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So that's for a full year. So that's a new thing that they're doing with that. Also, T25 and Hammer and Chisel was added to On Demand, so that's really cool. If you haven't paid attention, they have this new reality series thing going on in the On Demand, which is they're looking for the next Beachbody Super Trainer that starts August 8th, so it's going to be kind of funny and kind of fun to kind of see what that's all about. So it seems like they're really focusing on on-demand stuff, so we really need to kind of take advantage of that. With our free groups and things like that. I know Erin and I are going to play with an on-demand group, and I know some of you are also doing that because you can get that 30-day free trial. Sorry, I'm talking fast because we have a lot to cover. August 19th, the on-demand is starting a Fixate cooking show, obviously featuring Autumn, and her brother's a professional chef, so they're going to do a cooking show. That's going to be really cool, and I think a really good resource for us. This is one thing to really pay attention to. In September, Beachbody is, it's called a $1 million Beachbody Health Bet Pool if you're using the Beachbody Challenge Tracker app. So if you participate in a challenge group through September 5th through October 2nd, and the participant needs to log 3 workouts per week and 5 Shakeologies per week. And Beachbody will also add $5 per every challenge between the end of July through August 31st to put into that pool so challengers can win money. So that's kind of cool. So I've been really talking that up with people, and that it's really perking them up, especially people that are like, we're on the fence and they're like, oh, that sounds interesting. It kind of pushed them over. I already got a couple of sales today just from that. So pay attention to that. Look on your back office for more details. September, Beachbody's launching a 21-day yoga retreat. Basically what that is just like basically giving people 21 days of basic yoga to give people the baseline understanding of, what yoga is all about, which I actually am kind of interested in because I've never really known what I'm doing with that. So it's kind of a cool thing. November, this is what I'm really excited for, Core de Force, which is Joel and Jericho's new workout program. It's like a martial arts inspired program. It's going to be really cool. We did their live workout, which I don't know that it was a Core de Force workout, but they were incredible. So much fun, so much energy. I'm trying to think what else. I think the Coach Online Office is going to go mobile, which is amazing. So they're going to have an app for that coming up. So those are all the things that they covered in our opening ceremony. So all really exciting things for us. So sorry I spoke really fast with all that, but you can find it all on your online office. But we really wanted to cover that for you. So I'm going to pull up what Kathy wrote some notes for me to kind of take a peek at. So I'm going to read through some other things. We wanted to go over some of the just the main takeaways that we got. General sessions were on Friday afternoon. Well, for us, in my group, it was Friday afternoon and Saturday morning because you can go on different tracks. But Shailene Johnson was one of the speakers, and she is an incredible speaker. She is just like phenomenal. Last year's speech, I don't know if some of you went last year remember, it was just like, I remembered that speech for so long. She's so funny and so fun. But she talked a little bit about, like, obviously how we use our time, being smart with our time, as opposed to, like, obviously not being smart with our time. You know, just being a smart worker as opposed to just like a hard worker. There's really a difference. Really focusing on our stories and what makes us unique. We don't want to be sales people. We want people to like us, to trust us. That's why we talk about our brand, which is basically just you. Be yourself, be you. And, you know, that's what people aren't here to buy a product. They can go on Beachbody and buy products. You know, we want people to buy us. We want people to work with us and help them reach their goals. So really just be genuine, and we want them to work with you and share your story. Be vulnerable, which can be super scary. I'm still working on that because it's really, it's hard, but you know, it's really, people relate to people who are vulnerable, not people who are perfect. People who are perfect, it's annoying, right? We gotta be ourselves. There's not one perfect person in the world. Losing weight attracts people to what we do. I'm just kind of reading what she says here, but it's how we stand out, our unique ingredients that make them want to work with us. So tap into that emotion, give people hope. That kind of goes with your story and everything, and share how you got to where you're at with today. Share your journey. And we're not, obviously, probably not one of us is at our height of our fitness. Well, some of you might be. Some of you look pretty incredible, but but it's a journey. No one's expecting us to be perfect. People like people that are doing the program with them, and they're working on themselves and bettering themselves, not just physically, we're talking emotionally. So people love that kind of stuff, and it makes it more meaningful to them and to us. And tell your story, and that helps generate like solutions and things like that. And people will see themselves in your story. They'll relate to you. And let others help share what it is like to work with you. So have them have them have testimonies, referrals, things like that. Ask for them, you know, and encourage people to share what they've been doing. You know, and we do those a lot in our challenge groups, especially with challengers that are repeat challengers. You know, like, hey, you are awesome. You know, make sure to highlight what they're doing well with. You're awesome. Why don't you share that? You can be an inspiration to others. Whether or not they're going to be a coach, it doesn't matter. It's just like, let's share the love. You know, you can get referrals that way. It's also a great way for other people to be inspired to do, to better themselves, whatever, physically, emotionally. So that was all Shailene. So obviously, you know, we're just summing up. It's just when you're there and you're experiencing it, it's just really cool. From Carl Deichler, which this is one that I missed because I was out taking care of the baby. But so I was really bummed I missed Carl because he's always amazing. Some of the things that Kathy noted was that people are used to being disappointed. You know, and you think about like all the other MLMs and other products that people are selling and gimmicks and things though, or other workout programs or diets. People are used to things just like kind of tanking. It's really important to share. We have that money back guarantee. Generally speaking, people don't return items. Yeah, I've had people return things now and again, but it's typically the people that don't really work the program completely. But we have that. It's a nice like safety net for people. And you know, he believes this. It's nice when Carl speaks, and if you listen to the National Wake Up Call, he's super passionate because he believes in it. It's not just a gimmick. It's, you know, we offer programs of like, you know, what is going to help us better our health? Obviously, nutrition and exercise. I mean, and that's why we offer the challenge packs. And let me see. I'm reading some of the things she said. And that support and accountability is huge. Obviously, our challenge groups, personal relationships, staying in contact with our challengers, really important, knowing their goals. Not everyone wants to share all those things, and that's okay. So you have to know your customers and your challengers. Some people really want to be into, and others just kind of want to do their thing, and that's okay too. Melanie Mitchell, my favorite. She is, the top coach 2 times in a row by far. Like, she just smashes everyone out of the water. And her big thing, and it's just so simple, but it's powerful, is just like, work hard and be consistent. Do things that other people are not willing to do. Talent is not what's going to get you where you need to be. It's practice, habits, routines, accountability, having a vision, understanding your why, getting in the trenches, be relatable, practice what you preach, believe in the products, have confidence. And one of the things she also said, and that really rung true with me, is like, at the final ceremony, they did a big thing for Melanie because she's like the biggest coach in Beachbody. She's like, you know what, my coaches are my friends first. And I really believe her, because people are attracted to her for a reason. So it's so important to have, create friendships with your coaches first. And that's really resonated with me. Like, my coaches are my friends, and they have to be, their needs are first before, their business goals or whatever. And I think that really makes a difference in your team culture and things like that. So, so she said a lot of really good things, but the bottom line is consistency. And we all know this. It's just really getting in the trenches and just doing it, having a schedule. She's just, whenever she says something, I listen because she's so successful. Tracy Morrow, who's one of the original founding coaches, she talked about stopping the defeating cycle of comparison. It's a trap. Get real with yourself. Be yourself. Don't compare yourself to other, as I just said. I love Melanie Mitchell, but you don't compare yourself to other coaches. You have to be true to yourself. That's where that personal development comes in, and really talk about how you're surrounding yourself. Yes, Jason, can you pour him some milk? Or Ava, please. Okay, in a minute. I will in a minute, honey. Remember your why, and rekindle your passion. In a minute, sweetie. Okay. Sorry, guys. And then Shaun T, I posted it in the group. I hope you watched the video. I'm not going to go through it just because. Check it out in Team All Stars. I put it in. And then the comedian Aaron was talking about Maysoon Zayed. I'll get you some milk in a minute, okay? They're all tired. She was amazing. This is a woman with a disability. She had cerebral palsy, and she was so inspirational because in a minute, sweetie. She just talked about not taking yourself seriously, stand up for what you believe in, don't prejudge people. We just have to kind of be open and from learning from others. So anyway, sorry that was a little long, but there's so many things, so many takeaways, and we just kind of want to give you a glimpse into that. So I don't know who's next in line that we talked about, guys. So I'm trying to look at our list here. April, did you want to talk about Gary's speech?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
I can hear you. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. I'll apologize in advance. Hopefully my internet won't go out again, but it's been spotty this evening. Okay. So I'm going to cover Gary Vaynerchuk's speech. He was the keynote speaker. And he basically talked a lot about social media. So his first point was that when you're posting on social media, your goal is to get your customers' attention. So one of his statistics was that people spend more than 50% of the time that they're on their phone actually on social media. So it doesn't do us any good to kind of disparage the social media platforms that we have available to us. We need to invest time and money in the places where people are putting their attention. So right now, that's Facebook, that's Snapchat, that's Instagram. I'm sure with the new Instagram stories, that's going to be a good place to throw some of our time as well. Basically, these are trends that are continuing to change. These are things we have to pay attention to. And, if something changes, don't complain about it, adapt. So you may be fantastic at one particular platform, And that could go away 2 years down the road, and all that's kind of down the drain. You have to just kind of shake it off, understand what the next big thing is, and put in the work to learn whatever that new platform is. Another big point that he made was to use some of what we're earning and put that into Facebook ads. So he really felt like that's a good place to concentrate right now, that as big national brands are going to be changing their advertising strategies and you gradually moving away from TV, is those companies moving to Facebook ads. So that means that once they make that shift, Facebook ads are going to become a lot more expensive than they are right now. So right now is the time for us to take the time to learn how to use Facebook ads and use it to reach our customers while that's still available to us. And kind of along those lines, if you don't know how to use a particular platform, you don't know how to use Facebook ads, Google it. There are tons and tons of resources out there. There's tons of videos out on YouTube that show you exactly how to do different things on the different platforms. So there's plenty of free information out there. There's information within our team as well. Like I know Wendy has done trainings on how to do Facebook ads. So there's lots of resources available. Let's see. So the two main things that we can invest in basically are time or money. So his big thing was, if you say you don't have time, we all kind of know this. It's not really true, right? People have time if they re-examine their priorities. If you really need to be spending half an hour a night doing Candy Crush, then that's obviously more of a priority than the other things you could be doing that you say you don't have time for. Let's see. One of the points that he made that I really liked is that it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It matters how many followers you have who care. So if I build up my like page and I have, 1,000 people who've liked it and are following me, that doesn't matter if none of them actually convert to customers, if none of them care enough to interact with me on my page. Let's see. Another really good point was that we need to remember to do things as a business owner that connect with what you would do as a consumer. So for instance, he said, for most people, it's a waste of money to purchase banner ads, because as a consumer, when you're sitting there looking at your own news feed, you're probably not going to click on those. So why would you expect your customers to do that? Don't just talk to people, listen. So if you're getting comments on your pages, on your posts, make sure that you're actually responding and interacting with those people and not just throwing up as much content as you can. He did mention that he thinks that the platform musically is going to start to kind of blow up, so that's worth looking into right now. And then the other really big point was basically we just have to be willing to put in the work. A lot of people say that they want something and they're all pumped about it, especially at an event like this. And you need to kind of feel it. Everybody's excited. But then his point was, I can give you all of this advice and I'm not worried about how it's going to impact my bottom line, because I know that at the end of the day, 99% of you guys will go home and you won't put in the work to do the things that I told you to do. So that's the main thing is, we have to be willing to put in the work to get the results that we say that we want. Okay. That covers my notes.
Cool, April, thank you. Yeah, he was awesome. He was funny too, so he's got a bunch of books out that are worth checking out. Missy, you're next. Being a CEO versus a fitness coach. You ready for us?
Yep, I think so. I am going to talk about being a fitness coach and CEO, and this was taken from Trina Gray. And she was actually on the Team Hardcore call today. So I got to hear a little bit more about the difference between a fitness coach and CEO. And basically, we all start out as fitness coaches, but we all have that inner CEO inside of us. And even the most successful coaches, she said, started off in that fitness coach realm. One thing that she said, that to go from being a fitness coach to a CEO is basically just changing your mental mindset. A lot of us are stuck in the chronic coaching where we're on our phone 24/7. Our family gets frustrated because we're constantly plugged in. We aren't necessarily doing a power hour, but we're focusing on power pockets that sometimes aren't all that, they're scattered. We work on the fly. We don't have set business hours. Whereas a CEO has that business plan. They have, and Sarah Boldenman, you are fantastic at this, that set power hour. You have those office hours set. Your family knows that when it's this time, you're working, you can't be disturbed. And basically, she put it this way, that a CEO grinds and then unwinds. So they grind out that power hour, they take care of those office hours, and then they get to just chill and unwind and be with their family, which I know for myself, that's something that I really need to focus on, is having those set office hours, especially with going back to school in just a month. Janelle Summers, she said today, which was pretty cool, that we need to treat, what did she say? Where did it go? We need to build a fortress around our focus, which I thought was pretty cool, that we need to be so set and focused with our business. It's like we're building a fortress around it. And even if we have business hours, we need to make sure that those business hours are intentional and focused. So just because I have business hours from 7 to 8, I need to make sure that I have my to-do list written out, and I stick to that to-do list, and I stay intentional and focused throughout the whole thing. Another thing that she talked a little bit more about today was the story of a fitness coach versus the story of a CEO. And a story of a fitness coach, basically, we offer health, we offer weight loss, we offer challenge groups, we post, we're on social media, and they just seem to be derived around like our products and what we're offering and selling. Whereas a CEO, we offer freedom. We offer financial freedom. We offer fun. We offer friendships, and it just makes it's more important that that CEO has that business plan to help us with moving forward with the freedoms, I guess, so to speak. One of the other things that was on the hardcore call today was how to set up your monthly. It was Anita Myron, and she has a YouTube video, and it's called How to Plan Your Month Strategically as a Coach. So I know I'm going to check that out, because I can definitely use help on how to plan out my month so I can function more as a CEO and not just as a fitness coach.
Awesome. Good job, Missy.
Thanks. I was really nervous. That's the first time I've had to speak on one of these. So, whew.
You did awesome.
Thanks.
Those are like huge takeaways for me just from the whole summit, was just all of that. Like treating this like this is our business, and we got to treat it that way. We're not just fitness coaches. We're creating freedom. So it's awesome.
And if anyone hasn't checked out your video on your power hour, they need to check it out.
Oh, thanks. Okay. So Rachel's out tonight. She is, oh, no, we're Kristen. Kristen's up. It's Kowski. You're up, girl. And I'm interested to hear this one.
Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. Like I said, like everybody's trying not to take too much time. So I think what I'm going to do is go over the biggest bullet points that I personally haven't heard from anybody before. And then if somebody has a question about like what diamond means, you can maybe talk to somebody else afterwards. But the workshop I'm kind of covering is what to focus on once you reach diamond, and how to become a team leader from there. One of the things that I haven't learned as much about yet is what the leadership ladder is. I've kind of looked around at it and heard it mentioned here and there, but this kind of really clarified everything for me. So, like when you start rank advancement as a coach, you go from Emerald, and then the first major milestone really is Diamond. And basically they were saying that your business starts when you hit a Diamond and where you need to go from there. So sorry, I'm nervous too. I'll try and get through the good parts though. the main thing is being consistent and focusing on where you need to take your business. So once you hit diamond, your goal really needs to become team leader. And what that means is, let's see here, your benchmarks for that are being at $1,000 commission monthly, being at Success Club 5, and having 4 personally sponsored coaches at 1 SC point or more, and then also increasing your week-like team volume to 5,000. And the rest of the workshop was talking about how to grow your team there and making sure that every month you are going Emerald. So every month you're adding 2 quality coaches to your team on each leg so that you have a good cushion, and you're building your team with bricks and not sticks, because people are always going to fall out, and you honestly need to constantly focus on the foundation of your business so that you have a good support and good cushion moving forward. This was one of my favorites, upgrading potential customers to coaches. One of the little takeaways I had was to have your challengers post a picture of their challenge pack when they get it and tag you. You can just say, hey, if you could do me a favor, snap a pic and post this and let me know, and tag it, so that they're building kind of a referral business for you at that point. And that kind of links them into being interested, and they're like, oh, can I get like a bonus for this, or is there anything else I can get out of it? We know about breadcrumbing and communicating with people who post and like and things like that, but that was a different thing I'd heard of. And also offering them like a loyalty program from the start, as opposed to saying, do you want to sign up as a discount coach? You could offer it to them as more of a benefit. I think we've kind of all talked a little bit about building emeralds and the importance of that to your team. So I'm not really going to touch on that part of it. So as a team leader, also focusing on who you're looking for and looking for quality people that you really love and that you want to have on your team, I think is the number one thing. Sarah was talking about it earlier. And really, you're looking for people as challengers that you really want to help, but reaching out to people who you see that are already successful in their lives, that you could offer that freedom and that, that other future to, those friendships, all those things. Looking for people outside of people that just want to be fit, who you believe could really be a strong component to your team. And then something else I hadn't heard was that it takes, and this is, further down the road, I'm not there yet, I'm still trying to hit diamond, but just knowing what the goal is to be somebody who's really at that 6-figure level, is that it takes 5 team leaders in your organization to really achieve that. And that, once you hit diamond, that's where you're really working towards, once you've hit team leader yourself. And then the other part that I really loved was the mentoring. When you see people on your team that are really interested and that are really going for it, choose 1 to 2 people a month that you really want to work with, and mentor them one-on-one or in a small group, just the 3 of you, and really make it easy for them to hit their first goals, make it easy for them to hit their first challenge pack sale. Build those emeralds, build those diamonds, and, work with your coaches and your coaches and your coaches, and everybody is an important part of your organization, and building a really strong community for everybody. Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's so much information. I totally get it. So if we need to go dive in deeper with all that, we totally can at some point. That was a good overview. So, and to end our call, we got Kim and Sarah. I hope, since you guys are together, we'll let you guys do your takeaways and talk a little bit about the importance of going to these events and things like that.
Christy's next. Christy.
Christy, I keep forgetting you. I'm sorry. Sorry.
How can you forget me? Okay, so I'm going to quick go over some things that they talked about with challenge groups. And I had to kind of go back through my notes and just pull out some of the highlights because the highlights of my highlights are kind of long. So the biggest thing is to lead by example. So do the challenge with your challengers because they're looking to you for motivation. Also, along the same lines of that, tell them you believe in them because you might be the only one that's supporting them. Maybe they have a spouse or somebody that's not on board with them. So really tell them that you believe in them and really support them. To begin, you want to set expectations. So I actually just set up my next group and I really made sure that I set this up well. Tell them that they need to daily check in. I have a daily workout check-in that I kind of took over from Sarah from when we did a master's hammer and chisel in January. Tell them that they need to be following a fitness program. They bought the program from you, they should be following it. And then drinking their Shakeology. Those are all expectations. Another highlight. Something I learned about was success buddies. So you could offer that as another route or another way of support. So maybe they want somebody in the challenge group to tag them when they get their workout done and encourage them to do their workout. So that was something that I actually just did a Google form and I added that to my form. So I said, would you be interested in a success buddy in our challenge group? Another one is showcasing rock star challengers. So maybe they were brave and put it out on their personal page or something like that, but just really telling them they're rock stars. Either maybe they had a non-scale victory and celebrating that, just focusing on the good things in the challenge group. And then also I reading through my notes, encouraging them to give shout outs to other challengers, encouraging that interaction and support and the motivation. One thing that I did like that they talked about was, and I had this in my end of challenge, but I think it should be throughout, is highlighting the ingredients of Shakeology, giving Shakeology value and really pushing that value, because I think a lot of people, I find, do it for a month and then they're done. Now, I was one of those as well, so I have to take that into consideration. But really, if we start to really give them more value for that Shakeology, maybe they won't, give up. Do we want to quit and go back on, Sarah, or do you want me to keep going? It says less than a minute.
Yeah, why don't we'll end the meeting. I'm going to re-log in, and then we'll have like 5 or 10 minutes left. So why don't we end the meeting, and then we'll let Christy finish, and then Kim and Sarah can finish if that's cool with everyone. All right, cool. I'm going to end it and then log back in.